What's going on? We back. It's Boxing Clinic and more. It's your boy CJ Goodfellas. Jump right into it. Paul George has decided to televise his free agent decision. It's part of a 3-part series. I'll link the Sports Illustrated article in the description. He'll use ESPN as his platform. Episode 1, I think it airs June 28th. It's going to, I guess according to the article, it's going to show his rise to superstardom or whatever. And then there'll be another episode, and then the third episode, which is to be determined, he will announce if where he play and what team he is signed to in 2018 and beyond. He learns nothing from LeBron in the decision. People forget LeBron decision. All the proceeds went to the Boys and Girls Club in Akron, Ohio, I believe it did. Nobody remembers that Akron, Ohio Girls and Boys Club, I think, was benefited from the decision. Everybody just had something bad to say about LeBron James because he dissed the Cleveland Cavaliers, his quote-unquote hometown team, where actually Cleveland isn't his hometown, Akron is, but he's shown to diss his hometown team and left for Miami. That made him the villain. And on top of that, we really vilify him was not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, whatever it was, rings, and having a big old ceremony with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, and they did a little thing at Miami before the season. And then what else hurt him was they already made that decision the year prior or whatever it was in the Olympic Games. So Paul George, he's a guy that a lot of people don't hate. Paul George is a guy a lot of people just say, oh, he pretty good. He good. I don't have any issues with Paul George. Paul George has a good, rapport with all fans. I really never heard anybody speak bad on Paul George. And I've been a Paul George since he was a Paul George fan since he came out of Fresno State. I really, really liked Paul George, and it was all about Danny Granger, and eventually Granger got injured, and it became all about Paul George. So I've been rocking with Paul George for a long time. But what I don't like is if Paul George goes and teams up with LeBron, and I like the Lakers, and I'm a Laker fan. I'm a Pistons fan first. That's my hometown team. But the Lakers, I have an infatuation with them. I won't root for him. If LeBron goes to the Lakers, I'm not rooting for him. LeBron off the floor, much respect for what he does off the floor as a player. I don't like the refugee or the gypsy type mentality that he has. But this is a horrible idea by Paul George. This is horrible, especially if he leaves Oklahoma City. And I know for him, Oklahoma City, he probably don't even care. But not only is it a bad look for him, but it's a bad look for Russell Westbrook. This is another star player that didn't want to play with you. And Paul George seemed to be the best, superstar, top 5 type talent sidekick. He don't put playing. He don't cry. He don't have an alpha male mentality. He just fits in and plays. And Paul George's game, as far as his mentality, reminds me of Rasheed Wallace. Rasheed Wallace was one of those passive type of guys that he didn't want to be the man. He had superstar talent, top 10, top 5 talent. He just wanted to be one of the guys. But when you piss Rasheed off, Rasheed then showed his superstar potential. It was like when Gohan was a kid and he get mad and all his little Super Saiyan or superpowers jump out. Okay? Paul George is probably the same way. Paul George just want to be one of the guys, but if you make him mad, he will bang on you. He can go crazy and go berserk and lose his mind and have a crazy outburst. But for him to do what LeBron did, it'll be a horrible mistake. And what will make this worse if LeBron goes to Lakers and he chooses to go to the Lakers, and they team up with LA, he's gonna be vilified. He's a guy with a California easygoing mentality like Kawhi Leonard, not alpha male type, But it's not. It turns out not to be bad if he stays to Oklahoma City. If he even goes to whatever, if he goes wherever LeBron don't go, it'll be okay. But if he end up teaming with LeBron announced where he going before this announcement, it's gonna be terrible. And he goes there, it's gonna be terrible. But if he stays in Oklahoma City, I think it'll be cool. He'll be alright. But I don't like this. I don't like this for Paul George, man. This ain't him. But this announcement, in my opinion, it hints that he going to the Los Angeles Lakers. It does. You know, he gonna make an announcement. Why would he make an announcement to stay with Oklahoma City Thunder? I could be wrong, but it sounds like something huge about to go on in LA, and I think he's making an announcement. He's going back home. You know, like I said, I put the article link in the description, but I think he's going back to LA. LeBron said he got his team down to two. Got his team down to 2 teams. Kawhi is you know, being shopped to an East Coast team. It sounds like you know, you know, Philadelphia is the favorite to land him on the East Coast, but obviously he told everybody he's going back to LA. He won't go back home to LA, so you know, it is what it is, you know. But for Paul George, man, don't do it, bro. If you ain't staying in Oklahoma City, don't do it. Or if you ain't, if you announcing this and you going to play with LeBron and it ends up you going to play with LeBron before or after this, you're going to get vilified for this. You're a likable guy in the NBA and you want to have a hit on your reputation. But it is what it is, man. Let me know what y'all think. It's the Box Clinic and more. We on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Links in the description. If you want to donate, the PayPal link is there. Yes, don't let the name fool you. Boxing Clinic. We do more. That's why it's called the Box Clinic and more. We do more than boxing. One time for the one time. Your boy Goodfella signing off. We gone.